peace, power, and love. Once again, from the energy and synergy and vibrations sent from above and within, from the divine essence of our Creator, on the pathway of our ancestors, Blackanized International Nubian Consciousness. Conscious chess moves with Humam Abdulmalik. This morning before the sunrise, once again, blessed with the breath of life from the Creator, to continue on the pathways of our ancestors by divine decree, with the key to unlock the mysteries of the reality that's within me, to manifest in our reality, in this domain, in this realm and dimension. Not to mention to be purifying myself along the way, each and every day, to make it more pleasant, to be a part of a movement to rise the people up, to have us realize our divine essence, which is a blessing, to realize and be proactive in unifying and through this energy, vibration, and frequency of divine elements and sciences that was left for us to develop upon the quote of "to know thyself" is one of the greatest quotes that can ever be, because within ourselves, through understanding, we understand that our body is a temple, and the energy of the Creator is within our bodies that maintain it. That our bodies, our eternal organs and all the cells and all that is like the universe, like a galaxy. So we have to be in tune with that, in tune with nature, with our natural selves, to be able to manifest this reality that we're trying to proactively develop here in this day and time, and along the lines parallel to what we've been going through all the time, of being somewhat, they say, on the bottom of the totem pole. But we're not. We're just at war with these people that's more inclined with their weaponry and all, and have us mesmerized by being hypnotized by all their commercial lies through all the time that since they got on top, through their military expeditions and their religious expeditions, to misconstrue our understanding of ourselves, and through the power of a barbaric nature, predatory nature, and a beast-like nature, to just totally annihilate everything that they come in contact with. It's a system, a barbaric system that we're dealing with. And we can see the essence of it through their story, so-called history, that's his lies, based on the reality of wherever he's been. He's left blood-soaked land, destruction, but he also left an infrastructure, but he left in place those that may be in certain parts of the world with a colonized mind, and other parts of the world with a mentally enslaved mind, that we got to overcome both of those mentalities to develop another reality for ourselves and for our people, especially in this day and time in the political climate that we find ourselves in. And we got to do it through self-motivations, being self-taught. We have to go into an esoteric study of our ancient scrolls once again, we have to hit the books of our uh, masterminds in every field of science that there is, because all the sciences that we are practicing now are the science that were stolen from us, plagiarized from us. All the information that we have in these college institutions, in these Greek fraternities. How can we allow ourselves to say that we are part of a Greek fraternity when we know through their story, through a timeline, that they came to us to study at our feet? So Socrates and all them Europeans, all those Neanderthals at the time. Oh, Lord have mercy, what was that? Like an earthquake. I humbly apologize. I got to get something more stable, I guess. Oh, but it's all right. I apologize for that. Anyway, those people, those Neanderthals from the Hyssops, the Greeks and the Romans, they stole all their literature. They constructed everything upon our construction. Their civilizations and all can't compare. Even today, they trying to replicate what we did a long time ago, and still can't do it. We must go within ourselves and in our temples and in the chambers of the pyramid of our mind and reconnect. We have to reconnect to ourselves and our DNA, because it's there. The information is there. All we have to do is connect with it. All we have to do is open up to it. All we have to do is be inclined to who we are by divine methods. It's not about, going to church every day, and every Sunday or throughout the week, or to the masjid every Friday or throughout the week and all that, and not being able to get in tune with nature, be inclined to a unifying element. To be unified is the purpose of worshiping the deity, because there's only one deity. One deity with many names, but what only is one energy. It's not different energies or different methodologies, and it's different schools of thoughts. And I can say, there is different methodologies. All these roads lead to one, to unification, not separation. It wouldn't make no sense. It's not natural sense or simplistic sense for our deity, whatever we want to call it, to give us the essence of life, but take us away from each other and not bring us together. So we have to realize that these institutions of religion, from the man's point of view or mankind's point of view, is used to divide and conquer us. Humanity is used to divide and conquer us through the materialistic aspect of our wants, and manipulation and mind control, and our acceptance of it, and not be against it. We're not against it because we try to emulate what we feel is best for us. It's all manipulation. It's not this materialistic wealth and all that, and this egotistic, self-centered, arrogant disposition that we develop within this institutionalized races, classes, system, and even so sexism, trying to create a genderless society, a society that is about depopulation. I was looking at something the other day, The most death from 2013 to this death wasn't AIDS, wasn't cancer, wasn't even the murder and all that. You know what it was? It was murder, but it was self-inflicted murder. It was abortion. Abortion. I mean, among us. The count was like, what? It would say 15.3 million since 2013, something like that, 2003 or whatever. But it was a large amount of us that we aborted our children. Didn't even give them a chance to live or start life. I don't have anything to say about that, but if it wasn't because of like some rape or something like that, then we shouldn't do that. We shouldn't be a part of this self-inflicted genocide on that level. We have to understand that we're being attacked on every level, and that's real. We can think it's not, but it's a silent war going on. Been going on for generations. And like my brother Sane Omawale said, how can we think about something? I'm just paraphrasing now, about us doing something every 4 years or whatever, countering what they do every 4 years, within 4 years, when they've been plotting and planning for a number of years, numerous of years. This thing goes way back, generation bloodlines. That's why they be bloodlines and generations of that. That's why they had the secret societies. That's why the Carbo states. That's why this is a corporation of England. I'm talking about this, America. And I'm talking about the Carbo states, D.C., London, and Vatican. The materialistic, the financial, and the religious. I'm talking about that these people got so many of our facts hidden under the Vatican that it is mind-boggling. That if our masterminds can put their hand on it, then we can open more mental pathways to be more spiritual, more energetic, more in tune with nature. And it's the reality. There's no getting around it. But in the meantime, we have to develop on the level that we find ourselves in, developing ourselves, purifying ourselves, dealing with the sciences of life and the universe from the innerverse. See, the innerverse is for us to affect the universe through what's in us, our conscious and subconscious. We got to materialize the thoughts that we manifest, the dreams that we manifest into reality. We have to be in a unified effort. And it's like, I know man, I got a job, I'm doing this, I'm doing cool, I'm doing all right on every level. Even our young brothers, they say they don't want to come off the street corners because they making, the financial gains and all that with the females and all that, the nice tennis shoes or whatever they're doing. They're making a livelihood that they feel that is good for them, that they're maintaining, that they're eating, as they say. They're putting food on the table, as they say, which may be true because we have a lot of zombies out there that's caught up in the immediate gratification, the sensational, the euphoria of getting high or whatever. But the things that we can't overlook, that whatever they do to acquire that drug, if they're not on the plantation, sharecropping the clock and getting the money like that, then they're committing crimes to do that or whatever. So it's a ripple effect. They come to you, but they have hurt somebody, and then in that game you play, and then if something is a conflict of interest or something, then somebody around the corner that you might know have a conflict with you, then there you go. That war that we afflict upon each other by design, and we don't know it. We're under robot control by design, by the music we listen to, by the shows we look at, and all that. That's based on that, what they promote for us in our community, in our minds, what we see, what we take in, what we read, and all that. It's a silent war that's going on, and the war is against us. That's why we got to develop in unity, organization, to develop an infrastructure in our communities. And we talking about we want to eat. if we want to eat, let's eat correctly. Let's eat so we don't have to harm nobody. We have programs. We got to reprogram ourselves. So we have programs where we can be financially feasible, where we can eat. We just gotta get up and stop being lazy, and get disciplined and develop some self-control, and go through these programs. I know they got a welding program in D.C. right in Southeast Ward 8, right down there by Martin Luther King. That's one program. They got all these other programs, but we gotta, we can't want a whole lot before we get a little. We gotta crawl before we walk, and walk before we run, and be kind of patient and learn how to be content. In the aspect that we won't have to hurt nobody, hurt each other by design. That's why they put all the drugs in our community, put all these guns in our community. It's not by chance at all. It's by design. They planned that. Then they got all the liquor stores in our community. They were selling K2 in our community, had it legal. Then they legalized marijuana, and know that when you get a job and you take a drug test and it come up in your blood or whatever, or in your system, they don't even want you on the job. That's the trickery of it. If you're going to do it that way, you got to have the employees know that, yeah, I smoke herb, but they say it's legal. So you can't hold that against me. So we gotta correct all the wrongs that those people that make the legislation and the laws, which are fraudulent, but we got to deal with them because we in this infrastructure under these laws, under this government, a government that's going chaotically in a head-on crash with their own reality because of the games they want to play of power. They want to play the games of power and keep their foot on our necks so that we don't grow into who we supposed to be. But they can't stop it this time because it's by divine decree. They can't stop this here because their time is short. Their time is short by divine decree. Because the sun is on our side because we have that melanin on the inside that they can't stand the sun rays when they want to be like us with the sun tans. They get darker. It burns their skin. So we have the elements of nature on our side. We have it by divine decree. And our ancestors that's under the sea, they still with us. Don't forget that. We got our ancestors with us. And all we have to do is connect into that energy and listen to the wind blows when it blows a kind of strange. Listen to the birds, how they chirp. Just be in tune with nature. When you get in tune with yourself, you become in tune with nature. A universal clock starts to tick from an universal clock that is ticking. Once we realize that we are divine, energetic beings here on this planet, and we still in this so-called, they call it Black History Month. There's no such thing. We can't let them validate us at all. No more validation by these people who want to keep us confined in their day and time. They want to keep us confined in 2017 years when there's been so many years that we've been before that timeline. We built pyramids that took time. We built Amalaks that took time. Not only the pyramids in ancient Kemet, but all over Akabulan, all over South America, all over America. They don't want to tell us nothing about these things. We got pyramids in China, everywhere. that there's built pyramids or structures of such magnitude. We did that as a people because we're the original indigenous and aborigine people, and we got to know our story and stop listening to his lies to give him identity, which he stole. We got to realize that he stole our identity, our stories, and said that we didn't do anything. How can that be when we left evidence? Our ancestors left evidence. And I'm always talking about the past, because if we don't go back to the ancient future, we won't know nothing about the reality of our now, of our present. Because tomorrow is the past. Tomorrow will be our past. Like yesterday. And our now, this moment, it will be also. So we got to take it and control it economically, educationally. We got to be willing to learn, willing to study, willing to submit to harmony and peace, the love that emanates from us. We got to be willing to go in the trenches of all our communities across the country, from D.C. to New York to Chicago to L.A., Missouri, everywhere. We got to come together in unity and peace in this day and time. We got to promote that. We got to use that quote or that energy that we can unify. We can, we will unify. We got to stop saying we can't. We got to stop saying, man, niggas been doing this all the time and we ain't did nothing yet. See, that was yesterday. We talking about now, the present, this state of mind that we developing now, making connections all through all our masterminds and those who are conscious and spiritual, and talking about the preachers that wake up, the imams that are waking up, that the Hebrews, the rabbis, all that, all melanated people waking up and unifying, coming together, not going separate ways, coming together through different ways and modalities or whatever, but those modalities and ways are bringing us together to unify, so we can have one foundation that represents our Creator, with one purpose, one aim, so that our blood that we have shed, we as a people have shed for this land, on the whole planet, for this man, kind of man, his political system that has our people with closed minds, with colonized minds and mentally enslaved mentalities that distort our realities. We got to overcome that in peace and love. In everything that we do, we got to promote peace. We got to promote love. We got to. I know it sounds redundant, but every day I speak about unity, organization, and development of an infrastructure. But it has to be. We have to be reminded every day what we got to do, so that we can bring everyone along the way, so that we can get that courage and that stamina and everything to go talk to the brothers that's on the street corners, that's in the trenches, that our elders can merge with an understanding and not be afraid of those young warriors. And our warriors, young warriors, be more respectful of our elders, that they don't have nothing, they don't do nothing, want to do nothing to our elders, but their disposition of how they control their street corners and stuff like that, and what it can happen on their street corners, because they at a war, unbeknown war to them, out of really not being controlled by them. They think they're controlling the little area that they be on the street corner, but it's not being controlled by them. We're being used or manipulated, or they're being used and manipulated by a system that want that to go on, so they can keep perpetrating their game of copper robbers and slave catchers and all that, and fill their institutions where they be on the plantation We got so many young youth that's in the plantation now that's going to be there for years. And who that affect? That affect their family. That affect their children that they left out here. We got to realize that. Because whatever we do has a ripple effect. Like you throw a rock in a pond or water, and in the middle of that rock, it goes out. That's how energy is too, from us. If we emit love and peace and understanding, people feel that energy like it's a ripple effect. It's like each one teach one, each one reach one, to teach one. And the one that we teach one, and that ripple effect has a great effect. All we got to do is promote love and peace and understanding amongst ourselves and develop infrastructures. And those that have that affluent money or whatever, or have financial feasibility, we got to be willing to establish what we need in our communities and develop an infrastructure. Develop the Wall Streets once again. All our athletes with those big contracts, stop wasting the money. All our Mayweathers, there's only one Mayweather, one Oprah Winfrey, one, Jay-Z and them, and all these people, Tyler Perry's. We know what we need, what type of institutions that we need. We got to build them up. We can't do it separately. We got to do it together. From wherever we be, it got to be like trying to connect. We got to connect mentally, spiritually, and physically, financially, educationally. We got to do that once again. There's no getting around it. Only we can do for us that we need to be done. I said, only we can do for us what we need to be done. Because if we don't, we're going to be undone. Because that's what they planning now. I know in this locale and other local communities around us, in the DMV, I guess, that they getting ready to cut off TANF, they getting ready to cut off all those things. So our sisters or whoever that's on that, we won't be able to use that again because they pulling that rug from under our feet. So that's why we got to step up. We got to have apparatuses in place. Dealing with our children, and we can create jobs. We can be entrepreneurs if we clean up our environments and clean up our mentality and our spirit so that we can be trusted. We develop, the sisters can develop daycare centers for the children, become entrepreneurs, create jobs for ourselves, because that's what or go to what they have established programs to get skills, job skills. We don't have the education to get high paying jobs or whatever, but we can take those $15 and $20 that's feasible to pay bills with and be willing to work, and then collaborate with each other and be, excuse me, and be willing to, I apologize for that again, be willing to be cooperative with each other, be willing to be cooperative with each other in order to be, to help one another instead of being competitive of what I got, that type of mentality, or trying to keep up with the Joneses and stuff like that. No, we have to be cooperative. We have to unify, network, and all that to develop what we need in our community. We have to do this yesterday. Because we're in the political climate, we don't know what's coming down the pipe. But it definitely doesn't look right. It doesn't even sound right. When we got people that's in position of power, he just like an everyday person. That be like on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram and all that. He's running world affairs, and everybody know what he's doing. I don't understand. I can't see it. So how can this person represent this United States of hypocrisy? He probably can do that, but not the United States of America, this so-called system of politics or politics or whatever. It don't make sense. It doesn't make sense to me. But we have to, don't worry about what makes sense in the currency that it has. We have to get the sense and the currency for us as a people. And don't worry about what they do in this day and time. And if we develop our communities and prepare for whatever may come down the line and be ready for it, to be able to defend ourselves in our communities and be ever watchful in our communities. It may get difficult. But if we now, right here in 2017, you better bet we went through a whole lot of other difficulties and we still here. And some people paid a price for us to get here. So we got to be strong while we're here and develop these institutions that's going to benefit us as a people, as black people, so-called Africans in America, or Americans that are the descendants of Africa. But we are the original people here, Africa, and everywhere. So let's spiritually manifest the divine nature that we have on the pathway of our ancestors and the knowledge that they left and the signposts that they left and the guide of the torch that they passed on to the leadership. We are the leadership. We got people, we got professors, and we got masterminds and scientists that we need to listen to on the level of metaphysics. Oh, one more thing. I humbly apologize. There was a brother yesterday that said something to me about the bad water I was drinking. So I wanted to let him know I got some hydrate this morning, water this morning. High pH, 9 ethers, I would say. Alkaline, ionized spring water. I just want you to know. Say hotep. Because I told him I had some and I'm going to drink some now. Boy, nothing like it. Some fresh water. Just like the fresh breath of air that the Creator put us. But I just want to reemphasize. There's a war going on. The war is being perpetrated upon us as a people. It's been going on for ages, generations after generation, through a bloodline that's had their secret societies and their interconnections of what they do and what they're trying to do and what they're trying to establish. They already have the political system established based on the Masonic practices or whatever by so-called founding fathers that were slave owners, rapists, and all that. They took what they wanted, done what they wanted to us as a people, because we were in captivity. The beginning was taken from our land or killed and murdered here, and still fearing us to accept their barbaric dealings with us until we, not all of us, because we had a lot of people that bucked against it and fought against it that they don't say nothing about. See, that's why their story is his lies. So they don't want us to know that we were and are still warriors. They want us to have a passive mentality and a spirit to just accept anything that they do and say. But no, it's not like that. Not at all. That in reality, we are the soldiers of the Creator, natural soldiers, spiritual soldiers that are full of love and harmony and peace, in the establishment of that in our communities, starting with ourselves first. But when it's time for us to step up we do step up. Just look at our story, modern day and past. Look at the history of Haiti. Look at the history of Ethiopia. Look at the history of the Seminole Indians or Native Americans. Look at all these people that they don't want to say nothing about, that they don't tell us about the stories. They don't tell us about that we the original cowboys, Native Americans, and all that in America. They don't tell you about that because they don't want you to know your story, your strength, your reality. They distort it. So now we got to abort ourselves from everything that they do and deal with in the system of our own creation in this day and time of infrastructure. Getting back to the black wall streets and developing businesses. But we got to take it on a high level. We got to control the radio waves so we can put out some good information that we want as black people, melanated people, righteous people, holy people, not in the perspective of being passive, but in African spirituality. Taking it out of context of the 2017 timeline and going beyond that to the ancient black future to bring it to the present with the truth of who we are as a people so that we can establish this righteous foundation once again. And don't be so caught up in their system, perpetrating their system, because they give us these salaries and stuff like that and these nice homes and nice cars and all that. That's only giving a bone to a dog, really, if we don't do it collectively. Ray Charles said, ain't none of us free until all us free. Give us reparation. Give us reparation, then we don't have no complaints. Give us what we'll do, like you did the Japanese and you did the Jew. And you did the Native Americans, some of us, supposed to have been us, but we didn't get our fair share because they manipulated that also. We gotta read and understand the story of these people, how manipulative they are, diabolical they are, and demonic they are. Not all. The high echelons, I would say, on down. Because I say what I say about them because of what they did to us. I'm not going to erase what was done to us as a people like it didn't happen. That would be foolish on my part to just erase everything that we done before we came in contact with them, then everything that they done to us when they came in contact with us, and then what's happening now. All that plays a part to get us to our now, to our present. That's why we have to go back. We have to go back to the ancient future to deal with our now and our present, and we have a proper perspective. We can't just deal with the five senses. We got to go beyond what we see and hear and all that. That's why we have to get in tune with ourselves divinely and spiritually and open up to the energy frequencies and vibrations that they don't control, but just in the natural flow, because they're master manipulators, trichologists, from psychologists on down, anthropologists and all that. They try to erase our history and put us on a lower level or stratum of where we're supposed to be. Try to say that we are the underclass when we are not. When we get into our spiritual essence, which we are, we ain't got to get in it. We just got to tune in. We already who we are and what we are. We just got to open up to the essence of it. That's all. That's what we got to do, and that's our blessings. We got to come from behind the veils that we give ourselves in our churches and our masjids and the synagogues. I just want to say, I want to close out that just be in harmony and peace with each other, and if these people give us what they owe us, the reparation, then we can have an equal playing field. It's not what we need. We need it, we want it, because it's ours. If you gave the Japanese that, and you gave the Jews that, and you gave the Native Americans that, it's supposed to be ours too. So all we saying, if you want to stop hearing us, then give us what we'll do. Give us that reparation, since you renege on the 40 acres and the mule. And I want to say to my brothers and sisters, peace, power, and love descend from the above, below, and all in between. The air that we breathe is the energy of the Creator that's in us, in our temple. That divine energy that's in our temple is part of the Creator, connected in nature. And it's that simple. So, tell somebody you love them, motivate somebody, stimulate somebody today, uplift somebody. Come together in the oneness of peace, love, and understanding. And let's take back and take black what belongs to us. Peace.